Again, hello everyone again, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm Laura, training manager here in Katana, and really excited to have you here as we will dive into optimizing your warehouse operations. So we got a really good session ahead lined up for you, and Seem will be here to walk you through everything. He's our product manager here in Katana and will be leading the webinar here. But yeah, before we jump in, just wanted to add a really quick note. If you have any questions at any point, just drop them into the Q&A and we will make sure to get to those at the end of the webinar. So there's a little button there down, so make sure to use it. Alrighty, I'll hand this over to you, Siim.
Thank you, Laura, for the introduction. So welcome, everyone. Today we will be discussing bringing order to chaos and how to improve your warehouse management with Katana. And depending on where company is, then the 6 steps, all of them might be relevant for you or some of them. So you can see yourself as well. And I hope you are seeing my screen. But short introduction to myself as well. My name is Siim. I am product manager here in Katana. I've been in Katana for a bit more than 3 years now, and currently working in the warehouse team. So everything related to warehousing belongs to our team, and is our mission to make perfect and exactly as needed for you as the customers. And before I worked in Katana, I was working in a software company helping manufacturing companies to implement software similar to Katana, so ERP software. And even before that, I worked in manufacturing myself. I have worked there as a production manager, production planner, but also on the shop floor. So everything starting from the shop floor, being the operator, to the planning, purchasing, and all of that I have gone through myself as well, and also managing the warehouse. So that's shortly about my background. But what and why are we here today? Then first, to get practical understanding of the steps to improve your warehouse management. Then we will also go into Katana, see how Katana can help you in the warehouse management, and we will be going through mobile picking and packing, receiving, and also storage bin management, and the common challenges this addresses. Then, of course, we will hopefully in the end understand how Katana can resolve pain points such as stockouts, delivering late to the customers, and losing inventory. And hopefully it all will be actionable, so you can, after the webinar, kickstart improving your warehouse optimization and implementing the new workflows. So quickly, agenda. What are the challenges that Katana's warehouse module addresses? Then the steps to transform your warehouse management. During the steps, we will also demo Katana in live, how to implement it and how to use it in your daily life. And in the end, we will have a Q&A session. As Laura said, you can already start typing in the questions in the Q&A section while we are going through the topics, and later in the end, we try to answer all your questions. So as a starter, you can test the Q&A section. So what's the biggest challenge you are currently facing in your warehouse? So type it in the Q&A, and maybe we can address some of those topics in the end as well. And hopefully you get some ideas and answers how you can overcome those challenges with the steps that you saw or that we covered today. So giving you a few more moments to type an answer to the Q&A section, so I can see myself as well that this works. And I think now we can move forward. So what are the main warehouse challenges that we that there are, that we have seen in our customers as well. So first one, and the biggest one probably, is the discrepancies in the stock levels. So you see one number in your Katana account, or if you're using something else, then there, versus what is the reality. And quite often the reason can be that some of the goods are lost, or you just don't know where they are placed. And that way you think that the numbers are not matching, even though maybe you have the goods. And a few years back, I visited one company. The company was a steel fabricator, and they manufactured quite large products, let's put it this way. And they told me that they recently had a case where they lost one of the products, and the product was a steel staircase in the size of a family car, weighing several tons. And they were pretty sure they had manufactured it, but they couldn't find it. They were looking for it, but they didn't find it. So as the deadline was coming closer, they didn't have any other option to purchase the materials again, then redo their manufacturing schedule, fit it in somehow, then spend the extra resources of labor and the services that were needed to manufacture it. And in the end, they manufactured it, they shipped it to the customer. In that sense, the customer was happy, they got the goods. But imagine all the thousands of dollars they had lost due to just losing one of their products that they thought they have manufactured. And now, what was the case? Again, I'm leaving you a few moments. If someone wants to guess what had happened, then you can type it in the Q&A section again. Let's see if we have anyone typing there. And I will now tell you what had happened to the staircase. So the company, as I told you, manufactured quite large products. And usually the orders lasted several months. So they manufactured many of the products, but as they were like goods that go outside, for example, conveyors, large conveyors, then they stored their goods outside because it's not imaginable to store it inside. So they had like a storing area outside where they placed items until they are shipped. So they mostly shipped all the goods together. And the company was located in cold weather, cold climate. And since they had finished manufacturing the good and they had placed it somewhere on their warehousing area outside, it had started snowing, and the snow covered the staircase. The staircase, what is in the size of a family car, but there was so much snow that it covered completely it, and no one could find it. And probably the person who placed it there also forgot where exactly they put it. Maybe they had stored something in front of it, so they couldn't visually find it. And of course, when the spring came and the snow melted, then they found out that now we have one extra staircase. But by that time, they already had manufactured new staircase and shipped it to the customer. So it's a pretty extreme example. But if you can lose so large item or a product, then losing smaller products in your warehouse daily or weekly is quite simple to happen. Whether it is on someone's table, it is next to the door, inside the door, outside the door, next to some wall, in a box, maybe in several boxes, under a box. So there are many ways how to lose the goods. Then second warehouse challenge, inefficient space utilization. The warehouses are limited, and if they are not properly optimized, they are not very well planned out, then of course you can fit less items in your warehouse, but also once someone needs to find any of the goods, either it is picking for manufacturing or for shipping out the goods, then there will be time wasted on finding the time that could be used for some value-adding activities. Thirdly, it is the labor productivity, so getting more orders or tasks done with the same workforce, as well as training, especially if you are in a very seasonal business and in the high season you are hiring some seasonal employees and you want to get them quickly on board, quickly going through the tasks, then the quicker it is possible to train them, the better. And we have heard from our customers that training the Katana app takes approximately 10 minutes. So it is easy user interface. And on top of that, Laura has prepared some manuals specifically for operators. So you don't need to produce the learning materials for the operators. You can just take them, and later on Laura will tell you how you can access those materials. So definitely it helps to reduce the time to train the new employees and get them up to speed. And fourth challenge is, of course, quickly, accurately delivering the goods to the customer and keeping them happy. So reducing the deliveries, especially during the peak season, and also reducing the errors in picking. And one of our customers achieved to reduce late deliveries by 70% by starting to use the Katana's warehouse app in pick and pack workflow. And what made it especially astonishing is that they did it during their peak season. So even though the orders went up, they managed to actually deliver more accurately and more on time. So I think that is quite a big gain that they got from this implementation. So now we have gone over the main warehouse challenges. So what are the 6 steps to improve the warehouse management? First one, organizing and structuring your warehouse. Second one, mapping the SKUs, stock keeping units to storage areas, bins, depending on your company, how granular you want to go, areas, bins, zones. Then now you or someone who is the implementation responsible for the implementation, now it's time to give back time. So giving your team the tools to access the warehouse information and start collaborating already. Then fourth step is take the collaboration even further out of the office. Fifth one, ensuring accuracy with barcode scanning, making sure that the right items are picked, not just by visual, but by the devices. And sixth one is boosting the efficiency even further with some hardware improvements. So these are the six steps that we will be going through. First one, defining the dedicated warehouse areas. So if you haven't done it yet, and there aren't like agreed areas where the goods are stored. For example, when purchase order arrives and then the goods are landing in whatever place they land. Sometimes they are next to the door outside, sometimes they are inside the door, sometimes the goods are brought to someone's table in the office, sometimes they are taken to someone's workbench. Then and this way it is really simple to lose track what items have actually arrived, where they are, have they come in the correct quantity, and of course then it's matching the bills that the supplier has sent, and all of that will be quite hectic. So define an area where the goods are stored, for example, for receiving, next to the door where the goods are usually coming in. You can draw some tape on the floor that is indicating where to store the goods when they come in, and then later on moved somewhere further. And what is also important is that once you have defined the areas, then to make sure that everyone knows where those areas are and when to use those areas, when to where to put the items, when they come in, when they go next, and when the finished goods, where to store them before they go out, and so on. So make sure that everyone knows them. And once you have done that, then also make sure that the vocabulary, terminology that you're using is clear to everyone. So assign the names to those areas. And you don't have to go immediately very detailed. Start incrementally, and you can start with broad categories like incoming goods area, outgoing goods area, and later on, as you see the need in your company, you can go more granular. So you can start with zone, then area, then aisle, then bin. So bin is a combination of the aisle, rack, and shelf. So this is like the final address, so the most granular. But you don't need to go that deep immediately, because that will bring the complexity and it might not bring the value. So first step done, you have the areas, everyone knows where they are, and everyone speaks the same language. So it's not that someone is saying staging area, someone is saying shipping area, and so on. So have the same vocabulary, so it's clear to everyone. Now, step 2, mapping the SKUs to storage areas. Very good that you have all agreed on where to store the things, but to make sure that all the goods end up in the right place, and everyone who is maybe only now joining knows where to go and look for them, then start mapping the SKUs. And one example can be the same letter put here, that if you have very similar items that are easy to confuse, for example, the color differences are only slight. You have something that is black, something that is dark gray, maybe navy or dark blue, then start from those items to reduce the errors among those items. And another tip is to start from the workflow where the items are being stored for a longer period. For example, if you have quite a large ingredients warehouse where you always have the ingredients available, then start from there. But if you don't have that many ingredients, but you have quite a large final goods warehouse, then start from the final goods and do the mapping there. But starting incrementally or granularly helps you to manage the implementation better. And later, if you see that it worked in one area, then you can expand it to the second one as well. And now let's jump into Katana and see how this mapping of bin locations can be done. So now here I have my Katana account. I am already logged in, and setting up the storage bins, there are 3 different ways how to do it. First off is under the settings, locations, there is a subsection storage bins, and storage bins are then per each location. In my example, I have only one location, main location, and here I have already added some of the bins. I have used here small parts area, so area level or pallet racks area, and I have also some bin level or bin actual bins, so ALB 0101 and so on. So as I said before, you don't need to go that granular. You can use area or zone, for example. Let's add the one final goods zone, and we can separate by comma as well. So it's a text field, final goods, and let's say fast moving goods. So we have created a bin. So this is one way, and you can go and add them one by one, edit them, delete them. So this is one option, how to add them, and then how to link them with goods. Then on item card, I have here several items, and let's take whole grain oats, as I have them here on my table as well. Later on, we will be showing or working with those whole grain oats a bit more. So let's map the default storage bin for the for the 500-gram package. And you just click on the bin icon, and then a dialog opens where you see all the locations that you have, and then you can define the storage bin for each of the locations. So in this case, let's use the granular bin level storage bins. So let's take this one. And doing that, we have defined the storage bin. So everyone knows what is the location, where to go and look for it, and where to find it and where to place it. But if this one sounds like a too tedious work to go one by one, then actually you can do it in bulk as well. So in settings, data import, then there are two bulk update templates. One is update existing products, and the other one is update existing materials. So depending on whether you're working with products or materials, there are separate templates, but both of them have the storage bin column where you can add it. And in case you had previously already added the bins into Katana, then you can use those existing ones. But if you haven't, then you can create new bins also with these two templates. So you don't have to add them one by one into Katana first, and then you can start linking. So you can do them together with this one template at the same time. So it should reduce the time to set them up. So we have linked the bins and the goods together. Now, coming to the step 3. You have invested some time. You have implemented better processes in your company. You have done the mapping where the goods are. Now it's time to give your team the tools, how to access the information, and also how to help you maintain it. So first one, if you haven't given them access to Katana, then I suggest you do that. And as we have quite wide-ranging user permissions, then you can of course limit what they can do in Katana, but give them access to Katana so they can see also where the goods are located, especially if they are office workers. And then they can see real-time information where the goods are, in what quantity, and also they can help maintain the bin locations. And secondly, addition to the office workers, you can help the warehouse operators with their tasks and how to make it clearer and easier to follow what needs to be done. And for that, Katana has several default templates, but if those don't work, then you can also customize templates that match your needs and your workflows. And let's see and go over this one as well. So going back to Katana, that we added on the items the storage bins, but this is not very easily visible where those items are stored. Then actually better view is the stock and inventory view, where the default storage bin is brought out. And here we can nicely see where the whole grain oats, for example, are located, that they are here on the B aisle, and then in different bins, and something we have in the pallet racks area. So here it is a quick overview where the goods are stored. So whoever needs it, they know where to go. So this is the simple view for the office workers, and then of course they can set up configure and edit the bins the same way as I showed earlier. But now when it comes to the operators, then for operators, we have several printouts, as I mentioned. One is the receiving workflow. For receiving, we have put away list. So for example, let's see it here, put away list. And put away list, then if you know that the goods are coming in, you can print it out and it lists down what are the items that should be coming, what's the quantity, and also where they should be placed. So once the goods are received, then the warehouse operator already knows where to put them once they are received. So purchase order put away list is one of the printouts that you can provide. Then second one are the pick lists for manufacturing. For example, there is a single order pick list, and there is also consolidated pick list. And let's check the consolidated pick list. They are the same, just consolidated, sums up the goods that needs to be picked for 2 manufacturing orders, as we can see here, the ingredients, and again, whoever goes to pick the goods, they see where they are located, so they are spending less time on looking for the goods, and they can go straight into the area pin where they are located. And thirdly, there is also packing list for the sales order. So the same way, packing list with tracing data, it brings out what are the items, who is the customer, quantity, and also where to find the items. So the same way, it is very clear what needs to be packed, for whom, in which quantity, and where to find it. Again, making it efficient, less time to wander around the warehouse and find the goods. And you can customize those templates as well for your needs. And this way, you already start collaborating on the pins. Now, let's move forward to the step number 4 and improving the collaboration even further. So, using the paper is nice for beginning, but probably at some point it becomes a bottleneck. So, Katana has digital tools, warehouse app, that you can take into or implement into your warehouse processes. And that will help you to minimize the mistakes and improve the collaboration and improve the real-time data transferring from the actual floor to the office and back. So before you start implementing it, then assess where it could have the biggest impact. So where is the volume higher? Is it the receiving? We get a lot of goods in, or is it the pick and pack flow? So we have a lot of customer orders going out, but we don't have that many orders that come in. So based on that, probably you can assess where the impact would be greater. Where is the volume higher? The impact is greater. But at the same time, don't forget to also assess the risk that probably the change, if you haven't worked with digital tools before, it can cause some disruptions, and you might want to start from an area that is less risky. So even though you might have a lot of sales orders going out, which would have big impact to digitalize that flow, then it might be less risky to start with, from the receiving side, for example. Of course, it can be vice versa in your company. And once you have done this kind of evaluation, then digitize one workflow at a time. And that would then ensure the smooth transition to the new workflow and to the changes. And if I say that do one workflow at a time, then it doesn't mean that do like one this quarter and the second workflow in next quarter. The time gap doesn't have to be that big. Just it can be maybe like a week apart or so, but just so you have the first success, and then you can gradually go to the next step. And this way, again, it is easier for you to manage the process of transitioning to a new workflow. So let's jump back into Katana and see how the receiving is done with the Katana's warehouse app. So let's start from how to set up the workflow. For that, again, let's return to the settings page, and there is a warehouse app section here. And here you can enable the warehouse app workflows. So currently there are 2 workflows. There is pick and pack, and there is receiving purchase orders. So currently we're looking at receiving purchase orders. So let's enable this one as well. And once you have enabled, then those workflows are enabled in Katana as well, and tasks start appearing in the warehouse app. Now we have set it up. Then second step is creating operator. If you have worked with Katana's shop floor app, then this part is familiar. Under the theme, you can add a shop floor operator, but currently we need warehouse operator. So let's create an account. The operator in our warehouse is Jane, and we have to give a 6-digit login code. So currently, let's put it this way. Let's create the account, success, and now we need to set up the device. Warehouse app is browser-based, so all devices that have connection to the internet are suitable to be used, but the Warehouse app is designed for mobile devices. So either it is a phone or a tablet, then both of these work, and there is no difference in the operating system. So you can use whatever you have currently available, or you can buy some refurbished iPhones. All of these work as long as they have connection to the internet. And as I am demoing here, I can't use my phone, then I will be mimicking using the phone on my computer. So I will read the QR codes, and that would open me the login page. So I will create a separate tab here on the side so you can see what is happening. And let's make it look like a phone now as well, right? So next, let's enter the code as well here. And we log in. Yes, this is correct. And we are logged into the Warehouse app. And now we have a task to receive the goods. I'm bringing it here in the center. So the operator chooses the task receive. And here in the task to do list are all the purchase orders that currently have not received rows that have some goods that we are expecting to arrive. And the purchase orders are ordered by the expected arrival date. So on top, we have the orders that should be coming the soon, the earlier or the earliest. And then down there are the orders that are coming maybe next week and further in the future. So once the truck arrives and the truck driver hands over the paper where you can read what are the goods and who is it from, then the operator either can search from here, or if they have so few options, then probably they can pick it just from the list. And let's say that we are receiving order from All Foods Incorporation. So operator taps on the task, and they already see the preview of what item should be there. So starting the task makes it unavailable for other operators. And why that is important is that there wouldn't be duplicate entries that two people are receiving at the same time. So one person is counting and making sure that the quantities are matching. So now they have started the task, then they need to start inserting the quantities, what they are receiving. So for example, here, the first item, they can go by tapping one by one up to 10, not the problem. But now next one, we have 40 pieces. So probably this one would be too much to tap. So they can also type on the keyboard the quantity. Oops. And insert quantity this way. And then again, they can go by tapping. And if it's partial quantity, then it will be shown in yellow color, indicating that these green ones are fully received. This one is in yellow, this is partial, and the operator can partially complete the order as well if there isn't full quantity. And once they click on it, then there is confirmation that are you sure, because according to our information, there should be a few items more. But if operator says that nope, I don't have any more, and clicks partial receive, then there is a message that the task was completed. And now they can actually access the same purchase order just to check what we received. But at the same time, it also works as a put away list, the same that we previously saw as a PDF file or a printout. Then actually now they have it in their phone. And as you can see on the main position now, we have the name of the bin or the area or the zone, storage area, where they should be placing it. So now they can go calmly take the items and place them wherever they should be located. So this is how the receiving workflow goes. And if next order comes in, then they pick the next one and receive them. And gradually the list is going shorter and shorter. And what now you see in the office, whoops, let's take this one. It's smaller here on the side. Then you will see in your Katana, status has changed without even going into the warehouse. You see that some items have been received. You see the quantities. You see that something is missing. For example, here we have 3 pieces missing. You see also the date when it was received, and you see also who it was received by. So in case you have questions, then you know who to go to talk to and ask additional information if there is something, some questions you might have. But that's it with the receiving workflow. Really simple, really straightforward, but really good for collaborating with your operators and making the data transfer quicker, because now you see immediately something is missing. Maybe your manufacturing is already waiting for it. And if there are delays, then there will be even larger delays in manufacturing, even larger delays for shipping out the goods. So you can tackle the problems sooner, and you can this way also reduce the stockouts happening, and in the end, like delivering late and having lower customer satisfaction. But okay, we have improved the collaboration with digital tools. Then next step is to improve your accuracy with barcodes. So if there's several ways how to where the barcodes could come from. First one is that if you're buying goods that already have barcodes, the supplier has applied them, then you just need to insert the data into Katana, so Katana would know which barcode links to which item. If you don't have barcodes, then Katana allows you to generate your own barcodes. And once you have the barcodes that you can scan, then you can include it into your workflows as well. So that will again help to reduce the errors, the counting error, and more importantly, identifying error. Again, similar items, is it this one or is it the other one? By barcode, it is simpler to identify what is the item. And also it speeds up the process with the accurate scans. So let's quickly go over the barcodes and setting it up in Katana as well. So barcodes, we go back to settings, and there is barcode section. And in Katana, we have 3 different barcodes. We have the supplier item codes. So the supplier already places them on the goods, and these can be used for receiving the items. Then we have internal barcodes for internal warehouse management, as well as the batch barcodes. In case you're dealing with batches, then you can create unique barcodes for each of the batches, and then you can easily and accurately identify which batch we took it from. And then we also have the registered barcodes, and these are used for sending out the goods to the customers and retailers. And as we will be working with picking and packing, then registered barcodes are the ones that we need. So we have enabled it in Katana, and now the field will become visible in Katana as well. So let's check one of the items, our whole grain oats. And here we have now registered barcode column where we can insert the value. Either you can do it again one by one, you can scan them in here, you can type them in. But if that is too much for you, then there is also a template to do it in bulk. So actually the same bulk update template, update existing products, update existing materials. Again, depending on what are you working with, the products or the materials. So this way you can add them in bulk. And in case you don't have that data available and you want to generate them, then you can generate the barcodes from Katana. So there is the default barcode label printout, but you can customize it according to your label printer dimensions and different data that you want on it for your needs as well. So you can print templates and or like print labels and put them on the goods yourself as well. So there are several options. But now we have the barcodes set up as well. We have the labels on the goods. Then let's move further. And now it's time to boost your efficiency even further, that you already use the digital tools. You already have the barcodes available. Then now it's time to actually, if you have the need to even boost further, then to invest into dedicated devices. And Katana works with different devices, as I already said, that phones, tablets, but also smart scanners. For example, here I have one Zebra scanner, which works on Android, but it also has infrared scanning capabilities, connects to internet, so works well with Katana's warehouse app. But also simpler tools, like I have here one regular barcode scanner. It is with a wire. There are also the Bluetooth ones. If they connect to your device, they work the same way. So they are working well also. But what these devices give, they boost the speed and accuracy even further. So maybe what I didn't mention before is that once you start with your regular phone, then you can use your phone camera for scanning. But scanning with phone camera isn't as quick, isn't as accurate as the dedicated scanners are. So opting for these will definitely boost your workflow and allow you to fulfill more tasks with the same workforce. So let's go and check the pick and pack workflow also in Katana. Back to Katana. First off, let's make sure that we have the warehouse pick and pack workflow enabled. Luckily, we have it. From the previous implementation, we also have the warehouse operator account. So now we can go into the sales order picking packing. Difference with the receiving is that pick and pack workflow, you can control what tasks will appear in the warehouse app. And you can send the orders one by one or in bulk as a task to the warehouse app. In our case, I only have one order here. So I just need to change the status of the order. In case you have everything available, then back all. If you have some items available, then you can also do partial packing or send the task as in partial quantities to the warehouse app. But we have everything in stock, so let's change status to back all, and the status changes to ready for packing. So indicating that I have already sent the task to the warehouse operator and they can start working on it. So let's go and see our warehouse app. Jane is logged in here, and now our focus is picking and packing. So we open the task to-do list. We see one order here. The orders are in the order of the rank. So if I would have multiple orders here all sent to the warehouse app, then the ordering is the same as you would see here in the sales screen. So if you rank something higher, then the order for the warehouse operator would change as well. So they know which orders are more important to be completed. But currently we have only one here. So they open it, and again they start the task, and same as in the receiving, starting the task will make it unavailable for other operators. So there wouldn't be a case where two operators are collecting items, picking them for the same order, and then you have twice picked the order and maybe even sending it out twice. So this way this can't happen. Only one operator can work on it, and they see where they need to go, the storage bin, the item that they need from there, and they also see the quantity. But let's this time try with scanning. So they can scan the barcode of the item. Let me check. Quick task. I think I just enabled this, so I probably need to reload it to make sure that the information is updated, as I had barcodes disabled before. Let me quickly check. Did I have it? Yes, I have it here. So let me try it once more. So this one, start the task, and let's see if I have more luck this time with scanning. And yes, it identified the product, and scanning more increases the quantity 3 times, and we have the full quantity here. And in case it would have been wrong item, then the operator would have seen a message that this is wrong item. Please don't include it in your packing list, that this doesn't belong here. And now we have picked everything. Let's complete the task. And task was successfully completed, and it moves into the completed tasks tab. So currently we have successfully finished all the tasks. And what now what we see in the office is we see that the status has changed from ready for packing to packed. So, and here we see also on the sales order who packed it. In case we have later questions, then we can go and we know who to go to and who was the person packing it. But we see that the order is packed and now waiting for the delivery courier, and then we can already mark it delivered once they have left the building. But that covers the last 6th step, how to boost your efficiency even further with the dedicated scanners. And now we have come to the Q&A section.
I'll help you out here, Sim.
Thank you.
So, first question, can individual batches be stored into warehouse bins? Are there bin barcodes such that an operator scans an item into a bin, or does that need to be pre-assigned?
So batch question, can batches go to different bins? Then answer is that currently it is not possible. So the bin is default for the variant. So it is not possible to define different bins. And the second question was about bin barcodes. Then currently we don't have the barcodes for the bins yet.
What about, can you receive more than what was on the purchase order?
Currently, it is possible to receive up to the quantity what was the purchase order. In case you now have such cases that you constantly have the higher amount, then one option is to increase the amount on the purchase order in advance, and then the operator can complete it up to the quantity that actually came in. Or the other one is indeed that they need to come to the office and let the office workers know. But this is also an area we are looking into, and we know that currently is a limitation. Very good questions.
Yeah, what are the current plans in terms of the warehouse app? Any new functionalities coming up in the future?
I would broaden it to what are the plans with the warehouse management in general. So our next step is taking the warehouse management further into currently the bin side is static. So one item in one bin, and we will take it into or allow dynamic bin management. So this relates to the first question, whether different batches can be in different bins, even though they are the same item. So we want to start supporting these kinds of cases that you can move the items between bins, you can store the same item in multiple bins. And that, of course, means also changes to the warehouse app. And by changes, I mean improvements and additions.
Sounds good. What types of barcode scanners work with the warehouse app or in with Katana in general?
Mm-hmm. Well, the phone camera is one thing, so if the phone has it, then it works. And now, when we speak about dedicated scanners, then I believe almost all of them work. We have tested ourselves with Zebra, Honeywell, and I think there was one more that we have been testing with in the office. So the most common names. And when it comes to the smart scanners, then this Zebra is the one that we are using. I don't know the exact modalities, TS something something. So these are the ones that we have been working with, and so far we haven't heard from customers cases where they have a device that doesn't work with the warehouse app and the scanning doesn't happen. So in case you have problems, then let us know. Maybe we have some kind of we have faced it before. Sometimes there are some settings that the scanner need to have, for example, having like enter key in the end.
Sounds good. I think that's kind of it for now. If you have any questions popping up just now, please feel free to add these here. But I can give you a bit info on what we will provide you after this webinar. So yeah, this brings us to the end of today's session. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us. And before we go, just a few things from our side and how to take the next step with Katana's warehouse app or the warehouse management add-on in general. So if you haven't tested it out already, please feel free to start the trial. You will get a 14 days to try this out. And then if you have any questions or need help getting started, then please do not hesitate to reach out to your customer success manager or to our amazing support team. We're all here to help you. And also after the webinar tomorrow, most probably, we will also be sharing the webinar recording along with some tutorial materials that Siim already mentioned to your warehouse operators. We have a online tutorial as well as a printable version of it, so you can share this with your employees, and we will also send you a few more detailed guides to dive deeper. And lastly, we really appreciate your feedback. We'd love to hear from you. So I will be sharing a little form with you tomorrow, so you can help us make these future webinars even better. But yeah, thanks again for being here and looking forward to see you all the next time. Sim, wanna say anything?
Thank you from my side as well, and happy warehousing.
Happy warehousing. Bye, everyone.
Ciao.